Hello everyone, thank you for coming. As you already seen from the title of today's video, the discussion is toxicity.
Are you crazy? You're fucking paranoid, man.
Yes, that kind of toxicity. The discussion of toxicity in games isn't as clear cut as we wish it was. Of course, it's easy to virtue signal and go, toxicity bad. But even the most innocent of us gets a little thrill out of it. The word has just changed slightly to taunting, teasing, or trash talking. The idea of toxicity shouldn't be a new topic for most multiplayer games, especially those playing SMITE. From the spammable voice packs, the taunting, and even allowing some players to choose their own builds. It's like they're already encouraging us to piss each other off. Most people play games as a means of escaping the real world. After a long day of taking some bratty kid's orders, the last thing you want to hear is another brat giving you orders on how to kill yourself. Of course, these are extremes, and there are definitely some levels of toxicity that aren't as bad as the others. The trash talking to enemy, even spam laughing, as annoying as they are, can be passable. Except for that one. I have no problem with good old banter and understand there is not usually any malicious intent when people are trash talking, but the one I'm referring to is the one between teammates. I get the competitive nature of gaming. I wouldn't say something as controversial as toning that aspect of your game down. At this old age, it's the only thing driving me to actually perform better at the game. Gaming being a mostly mental game rather than physical. Throwing your opponent's mindset off is a great way to gain an edge in battle. The only issue I'm having is when these things are directed towards their own teammates. Stop. I can already see the comments. Just don't play ranked, play casual. I've tried. The only difference is I don't get demoted and demoralized while playing, only demoralized. I get the frustration of having to play with someone you deem incompetent. There are millions of better ways of addressing this that doesn't include sarcasm and rage quitting. I was considering making a comparison between playing in a sports team and gaming, but considering the audience I'll be addressing are mostly gamers, I doubt anything past the bedroom door will be relatable. I guess that would make me a pioneer of some sort, right? For daring to explore past the bedroom door, so I should share my experience regardless. Truthfully, the bond between teammates is a lot deeper than the one the game decided to assign you. Still, the psyche of people's thoughts process and emotions remains the same. You go into every sports game regardless of the strength of your opponent expecting the best outcome, but expectations and reality are often quite different. And there will be games where your teammates are doing horrible. This could be down from them mentally being checked out, the opponent being better, or them simply being not good enough. In these situations, the only thing you never do is bring them down even further, because as disappointed as you are in them, their parents are even more disappointed. Because as disappointed as you are in them, they are even more disappointed in themselves. So you give them advice with encouragement and motivate them to do better next time. Give them hope for the future, a chance to redeem themselves. This will lift their spirits and fire them up to show that they are better than this, an opportunity to prove themselves. On the contrary, if you curse them out and beat them down mentally after the first mistake, for the next hour in that game, they'll mentally check out, and you might as well be playing with a player down. And this is if they don't decide to do even worse out of spite. I'm not your therapist, but perhaps you can work on controlling your emotions. Take a second to think of which side will have the best outcome, and take that high road. Now let's come back to the gaming world. Hopefully that wasn't too overwhelming. Take a sip from your Mountain Dew, young adventurer. We'll make a leader out of you someday. Speaking from experience, starting off I was pretty incompetent myself. In the game I mean, but as many people as I've had raged at me or gave me clear step-by-step instructions on uninstalling the game, I've actually had a few people that guided me into performing better. Advices of where to stand, what to buy, best items and gods to choose helped me understand and play the game better overall. I'm far from perfect, but I've definitely improved with time, and even more due to these exotic creatures called kind teammates. Sometimes I wonder if they actually existed or if I just dreamed them up. And this coming from a procrastinator whose favorite number is becoming 1159. But do you really think that multiple sarcastic okays and nice jobs will help them perform better? Have you ever tried giving advice not laced with insult? Yes, this generation is so soft and our little feelings do get hurt, but who's more of a baby? The one raging over a game, or the one annoyed at being disrespected? The one who sits in base and refuses to play, or the one actually trying to help their teammates despite not being great players? I swear these people lived and breathed SMITE so long that they think they're the gods. Mistakes happen and bad games happen. Not everyone will think like you. This is what makes the game competitive and still interesting enough to spend your time and energy on. Because you know deep down, if you actually wanted a game where you can control all your teammates' actions, you wouldn't be playing a multiplayer game in the first place. The unknown is what makes the game interesting. It may not be your teammates that act like Neanderthals in disguise, but the other team. So you stomp them out and worship yourself, only to get those people as your teammates next game and have a mental breakdown. You're right, you shouldn't be a member of the bronze tier at all. You deserve a promotion. You're officially their representative. Mazel tov. I've been playing SMITE since the beta, and growing up with it I've built a fondness for the game. Yet, no matter how much time passes, the community only seems to get more toxic. I have pretty thick skin, and even I get frustrated with the amount of adult babies in this game. I can't imagine how long a new player will last in this community. I don't think I'll ever permanently stop playing this game that I've come to care about this much, but if there's one thing that'll ever drive me away from SMITE, it is this community. Of course, I only mean the toxic players. I know there are many wonderful players that play this game. Still, I do find fault with many of the content creators in regards to this point. As much as I try to watch them and like them, it throws me off seeing them spam their teammates and talk shit about them so openly. I get they're human, but when you choose to be a public figure, especially a big one for your genre, your actions start being a reflection of the game. I'm not saying don't be yourself, just understand the impact you have on your community. Don't contribute to the problem, then turn around and start complaining about it. You have the power in your hand to shape the community, literally. And I'm not disregarding those that have made the effort. I have a lot of respect for them. There are actually 1 or 2 content creators for SMITE that I actually still watch, but you know which ones I'm talking about, and I don't even have to name them. Hi-Rez itself is no better, even with this many bad decisions. I swear it's the gift that keeps on giving. The STDs have nothing on them. I mean, if I had the option to choose between getting an STD or working with Hi-Rez, I'd choose working with Hi-Rez, of course, but it would be quite a thinker, so that's saying a lot. I'm not against making a video on all the good sides of SMITE, but I can promise you it won't be nearly as long as this video. I'm not your mom or your dad to be telling you how to do things, just something called perspective. It's not your responsibility to teach every player, but there's a chance you can help someone get better, so why not give it a try in your next game? If it is your fun raging and trash talking and being a menace in general, then by all means go for it, with your friends preferably, assuming you have 1 or 2 left somewhere. Of course, I'm mainly teasing, but just keep the general ideas in mind. Nothing good comes from insulting someone for doing bad, but good comes from helping someone and doing better. And you yourself should be open to learning something new or discussing ideas without losing your temper, not just for the game, but for your life in general. Be the change you like to see in your own games. I'm not sure why it's so popular to be toxic lately. The general excuse that I get is that someone else is toxic to them, so of course they have to be toxic back. If one person can cause a ripple effect in the negative way, I believe one person can cause a ripple effect in the positive way as well. It is not easy to not let them get to you, but remember that you're only with them for as long as that game lasts. And the quicker you work together to end it, whether it's a win or a loss, the quicker you can leave them behind. It would be easy to just tell you to expect the worst of every game you go into, because no expectations mean no disappointment. However, we know that no one goes into the games wanting to lose. The world isn't fair like that. But if I can reach out to as many people as I can, even if it helps one person, that is more than enough. I don't expect to change everyone, nor anyone really. I just hope they're able to see another perspective, another way of dealing with it. I've met a lot of people that were toxic to me, but when I don't give them the same energy back of cursing them out and just overall being negative, they eventually calm down. Even if they're not happy with my performance, they eventually give me tips on how to do better or what items to build. I may not always take their advice, but the fact I hear them out is enough to calm them down. The famous saying, fight fire with fire, isn't inaccurate. It is very much possible, but if you can fight fire with fire, then you can neutralize it with water. There are many ways to neutralize these fires. Even small phrasings in the game will make such a big impact. For example, I often hear the laners saying, "Where's my effing jungler?" or "jungle diff." And of course this comes with complementary pinging. An alternate that I always use, which makes the jungler more than happy to help me, is, "I need a bit of help in my lane please." This is not only to take the edge off, but makes them feel as though you see their value. This line has never failed me. At worst they'll just tell me to ward, but they always end up coming anyway. No one plays the game to lose, but we are all different people with different mindsets, coming from completely different backgrounds. You can't possibly expect all of us to fully understand each other in the short time frame that we play the game. There will always be some people you instantly have chemistry with, and some people that will make you wonder when God released a new species of humans. Sometimes not even anyone's fault. The other team just has better players, or characters, or loot. At the end of the day, the change can start with you. Learn to control your emotions for those 25 to 30 minutes that you're in that game. Try to understand that everyone is trying to win, and cooperation is the fastest road to success. So don't do things that will cause a rift between you and your teammates. Treat people with respect, no matter how bad you feel they are. And if it feels like it's getting too far, the option to mute is always there. Take breaks if you need them too, for your own sake as well as everyone's around you. There will always be terrible people in this world, but I'll always choose to believe in the good of everyone I meet, even if it's through one person or two. I would like to start this ripple effect, this positive ripple effect. If you made it this far into the video, send it to your most toxic teammate as gifts. They will love you for it. This is Wayne, and thanks for watching.